As you saw last time, the Atlanta Braves battled back in the series and ended up winning the NLDS 3-2 over the Washington Nationals. Nationals blew a 2-0 lead in that series. Atlanta won 3 straight, and now we are on to the NLCS against the insanely terrifying Los Angeles Dodgers. But first things first, the Atlanta Braves, we already know what their pitching rotation looks like. They're going to be starting out with Hellickson, and then Fultonevich, and then Corbin, and then Tehran for this series, because that is how the rotation is just mixed up right now, because when people have pitched, so that's just based on who's going to be ready for Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, Game 4 of the series, and so on, if there is so on. As far as the bats go, they have Inciarte at the top of the order hitting .370 and 27 at-bats. Swanson's hitting .423 and 26 at-bats. And then Freddie Freeman's only hitting .250, but he has 3 home runs. Driven in 11 runs for all you people who are stuck in 1972. And then 24 at-bats. Moving on to the Los Angeles Dodgers side of things get absolutely terrifying as their 1-5 in the rotation could absolutely smoke us. But they're not going to pitch their 5th guy because even though it shows the 5th guy, they don't actually pitch their 5th guy. They should do the 1 through 4 guys in the playoffs because they don't actually take it the 5th guy to the rotation because this game has terrible AI, I guess. Terrible simming. It's just not complex enough to really do anything complex. But anyways, their 1-4 is Kenta Maeda is number 1, number 2 Julio Urias, number 3 Clayton Kershaw, number 4 is Yu Darvish, and of course that is just the 1-4 and how the order they're going to be pitching in this series. And then their 5th is Hin Jin Ryu, who is not going to be starting in the series, but he's still a quality starting pitcher. And then in the bullpen, they have all kinds of guys. Their setup guys are ridiculous. They've got Alex Wood, who is a starter, but they don't have enough room for him, so they just throw him in the setup role. They've got Josh Fields, who's a quality reliever, and then, of course, their closer is Kenley Jansen, who's an absolute madman. And then as far as their hitting goes, it just gets even scarier, because this team is so ridiculously good that they are able to play Justin Turner at third base, only against right-handers, and then Manny Machado at third base, only against left-handers. You know, rather than playing Turner at second base and Machado at third all the time, they're just going to split them. They're just going to have a platoon of Justin Turner and Manny Machado, because why not, I guess. And we're going to be starting this series off with Game 6 in Los Angeles as we are down 3-2 in the series. The Los Angeles Dodgers dropped the first 2 games at home. We won those games. It was a 2-0 series, but then the Dodgers won 3 straight in Atlanta, and now heading back to Los Angeles, it is a 3-2 Dodgers lead here in the NLCS. NLCS Game 6 as the Dodgers have a 3-2 lead over the Atlanta Braves. The Dodgers won 3 straight in Atlanta. The Braves won both games in LA. And here it's going to be Patrick Corbin and Clayton Kershaw going at it. Battle of the lefties for each team. And we'll start things off with Kershaw in the top half of the first inning. 2 outs, completes his 1-2-3 inning by getting a ground ball from Freeman. Bellinger makes the diving stop, steps in the bag himself. Bottom half of the second now. A 4-pitch walk to Devin Mesoraco from Patrick Corbin. So we'll take his base. Next batter up is Cody Bellinger, who is going to hit one into the left center field gap. Chris Davis cannot get to it. It's over his head and over into the stands. So a ground rule double, second and third, 1 out. Now Trace Thompson comes to the plate. He goes down on the changeup. So it's 2 down now with runners on second and third, and Danny Espinosa draws a walk. So bases loaded for the Dodgers, but it brings up the pitcher in Clayton Kershaw. He goes down on 3 pitches, strikes out, and Corbin tiptoes out of danger. He would move on to the bottom of the 3rd inning now, where he has to tiptoe out of danger yet again. Michael Brantley, a single to start things off for the Dodgers. Next batter up was Yasiel Puig. Still nobody out, and Puig hits a single into right field. So back-to-back base knocks for the Dodgers, first and second, with nobody out. Next batter up was Corey Seager, who hits a deep pop fly to center field. Inciarte was there to put it away, but it was able to move up the runner Brantley to third base. So runners on the corners now for the Dodgers. 1 out for Manny Machado, and he would ground into an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. Dodgers cannot get any runs in, but while Corbin was tiptoeing in and out of danger, Clayton Kershaw was throwing a no-hitter, so top of the fourth, strikes out Freeman looking, and he continues that. So now bottom half of the fourth, Corbin on the mound, and Devin Mesoraco gets the scoring started for either team. A solo shot into the left center field bleachers for Mesoraco, 1-0 Dodgers. They were not done, though, in the bottom half of the fourth with one out. Trace Thompson with a single up the middle. Base knock for him. Next batter up was Danny Espinoza. He takes a 2-1 pitch down the left field line. It gets into the corner, but Davis does cut it off. And it is now second and third for the Dodgers. And that would end Patrick Corbin's day as he comes out. Jaime Garcia comes in out of the pen, making his 6th appearance this postseason. And with one strike to Clayton Kershaw, slider gets away from him, gets away from Murphy, run comes in. It's now a 2-0 Dodgers lead. Top half of the fifth, Braves still hitless, and they get a man on base thanks to a hit by a pitch on Jung Ho Gong. So he takes his base, then with one out, it's a 2-0 count to Marwin Gonzalez, lines it right at the right fielder, Yasiel Puig. So there's 2 down now with runner on first, and then John Ryan Murphy cannot get the job done. He hits a soft pop-up into right field. Second baseman Espinoza goes back for that one. It's still 2-0 Dodgers. Top half of the sixth now, Marwin Gonzalez finally breaks up the no-hitter of Clayton Kershaw. A single for Gonzalez through the hole into left field. But then John Ryan Murphy hits a liner into center field. Marwin Gonzalez thinks it's going to be down, but instead, Jock Peterson makes a diving play, and he's able to double up Gonzalez at first base. So nothing going for the Braves. Still 2-0, and a hit by pitch right on Josh Harrison's toe in the top half of the eighth, so he'll take his base. Josh Hamilton will then come on to pinch hit for the pitcher, and he pops one up to left field. Nobody will come, and that's the final out of the inning. So moving on to the bottom half of the eighth now, it's still a 2-0 game, and Raisel Iglesias comes on. He gives up an Oppo-Popo shot to Manny Machado, a solo shot for him. It is now a 3-0 Dodgers lead. Later on the inning, Devin Mesoraco came to the plate, and he takes an 0-2 pitch, pulls it into the left field bleachers. Back, or 2 solo shots in the inning for the Dodgers make it a 4-0 Los Angeles Dodgers lead. And we move on to the top half of the ninth, where Kershaw completes his complete game, gets Freeman to pop out, and the Los Angeles Dodgers move on to the World Series as the Atlanta Braves are eliminated in the National League Championship Series here in the 2019 campaign. The Braves managed to improve on the 2018 season, where they lost in the NLDS to the Chicago Cubs. This year, they won the wild card game and then beat the Washington Nationals in the NLDS, but then lost the NLCS to the insanely terrifying Los Angeles Dodgers. 4-0 win for them, a 4-2 series win for them. Devin Mesoraco, 2 home runs. Manny Machado had a home run. Clayton Kershaw gets his 4th win of the postseason. He went 9 innings, only gave up 1 hit, struck out 5. Patrick Corbin only went 3 1/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. So with that being said, it's going to wrap things up here for this edition of the Atlanta Braves franchise and the 2019 season. Next time you will see the off-season video. I've been your host, Jerseyborn, and I'm saying goodbye.
Well, I got a problem.